everyone, I'm Alyssa with Harbor Home, and I am going to give you a 37-week twins pregnancy update. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update as to where we are with the pregnancy, the things that we're experiencing right now, and then kind of what we're doing to prepare for delivery and for postpartum. So my last twins pregnancy update, 33 weeks, I gave you guys just a few of the things that I was experiencing, but it's actually changed quite a bit in the last month. So it's been 4 weeks, and yeah, a lot has changed, like for me physically. And so I thought I would just let you guys know what some of those things are. One of the things that I have developed is what's called a PUPS rash, P-U-P-P-S. It's only specific to pregnancy, and it's on the belly, but it's really uncomfortable. It started out really slow, just kind of in my stretch marks, and then it just kind of goes with the growth of the belly, just all of the stretching that takes place. It's just a really irritating rash. It's really itchy. There's not much that the doctors can do. There's no cream or really anything that they can give me. The only thing that will take care of it is delivering the babies. So I just have to live with it until the end, which is very uncomfortable. There are times where it's so itchy, I literally have to just walk around my house or wherever I am with my belly showing, because no material touching it helps. It's just like, it's kind of like stingy. It feels kind of stingy, inflamed, and then it's really bumpy. So there's a few home remedies that I found to work, but it's not like long lasting. One is this cream that I found from Target. It's the Honest brand. It's a aloe vera gel with some essential oils in it that does cool it down for a little while. And then calamine lotion is another thing. I have also taken an oatmeal bath, and just being in cool air or using like a cold washcloth or something on your belly helps. Also just wearing very light clothing. So you've seen me in this shirt like for 3 videos, I think, because it's so comfortable. But now it is one of the only shirts that actually like feels good on my belly. Like I can't even pull up the belly band sometimes because of how bad the rash is. So that's one thing added to the discomfort of just being pregnant with twins. So another thing that has developed recently, and this is actually one of the reasons I wanted to give you more of an update, is I have a very itchy feet, specifically at night, which could be an indication of high liver enzymes, which means that my liver is just working overtime to produce the babies and then working for myself. And so it actually can be kind of dangerous. So if my levels are too high, then we'll have to deliver the babies like ASAP. So today at my OB appointment, I got the test done and I have to wait for the results. Hopefully I'll hear back by tomorrow for one of the results. There's a second test they did, and if the first test is low, we don't have to deliver, but if the second test is high, we will have to deliver, and I might not hear about that second test until the following Monday. So, and I have my scheduled C-section for Wednesday. So this whole last week is just really a waiting game. Everything I'm just having to kind of wait on. So yeah, everything is just kind of like at a standstill. The babies look really good, and so that's encouraging. They're growing just fine. Their heart rate, their breathing, everything's measuring the way it should. So my doctor is not like super concerned. We're just taking some of these precautions to make sure everything's fine until next Wednesday. A few of the other things that I've been experiencing is just kind of, standard pregnancy stuff. Like I have swollen feet, which I didn't have with my first son, but now because of the twins, it's just the extra weight on my body. And so I have swollen feet. Another thing is turning around in bed has been really hard from one side to the next. It's actually been hard for a while. I didn't mention it before, but as I've gotten bigger, it's even harder. And not just like I literally can't do it, but because I can, but it just hurts really bad. Like my ab muscles hurt. My pelvic floor, I can tell it's my pelvic floor. It just hurts real bad. So there's those kinds of things that I'm experiencing towards the end of pregnancy. But all that to say, things have still been going pretty well for us. We I'm in some discomfort, but there's not a lot of danger, I would say. So I'm just focusing on that, being really grateful for that, trying to endure this last week of being pregnant and soaking in all the little time I can get with my son. I took him out for hot chocolate and apple cider. We went to a park, just the two of us, the other day. Which may seem like a normal thing for a stay-at-home mom to do, but because of the way I've been feeling, I just haven't. I haven't been able to chase him around, and so it was just kind of a special time we got to spend together. It was really fun. So just soaking in all those moments, trying to take all the help I can, and this is going to slide into what else I wanted to talk about, which was how we are preparing for delivery and also postpartum. So we've been having lots of family and friends asking how we can help, and previously I have always been really bad at either receiving help or even like knowing what to say when someone asks what they can help with, because I'm such a I got it, I'll do it myself kind of a thing. So I really had to learn, and I'm still working on this. I'm still growing in this area, learning how to accept help, and when someone asks how they can help, being really specific with them, so that they feel like they can help and they're being helpful. So some of the things that people have done for us recently, which we have really appreciated, because as of right now, I can't really do a lot of cooking. The standing and chopping and all that kind of stuff just takes out of me. Cleaning is really hard. Chasing my son around is really hard. So what people have been doing for us is they have been making meals. Not usually people will make meals for you, like for after you deliver the babies, but they've been making meals for us so that we can actually eat them now. So I don't have to cook, which has been a huge blessing. And then people have taken my son just for a few hours. My mom came for a whole day to watch Patrick and clean my house, so I could literally just have my feet up all day. That was so great. And then just this last weekend, we had my husband's family over to do kind of like a fall cleanup day. We have about an acre here, and anyone that has even just like a really small lot will know how much work trees and leaves and anything like that is. And so we just had a lot to do because I haven't been able to do much, and my husband works full-time, and then when he's done with work, I'm usually exhausted from the whole day of being pregnant and parenting, and so he usually spends time with our son. So we just haven't really been taking care of like the garden or yard work really, but because we'll be occupied for the next probably like month or so of having twins, and getting just that whole first month is just such a blur. And it's end of October, and so that means we could have snow pretty soon here in Minnesota. So we have a lot of things just to like do and get ready for the winterizing, if you will. So they came to help with that, and then they also helped me prep some meals for when I am postpartum. So again, meals for after baby comes, some snacks, some protein balls, and then just some other like cleaning things. My sister-in-law cleaned out my refrigerator, which was one of those like humbling things, because it's like that's like the dirty work of any homemaker's job, is cleaning out the refrigerator, like wiping things down and all that nasty stuff that gets crusted on there. So to have someone else do it was like, oh, I'm sorry you have to do this, but thank you so much. One of those humbling moments. So that was a big help. So if you are an expecting mama and people are asking how you can help, just take the help and think about a few of these things: meals, watching your son or your pets, even whatever it is that will take that off your load, doing laundry, like literally just inviting them into your house and your life to do that for you, and just accepting that help. It's a huge blessing. A few of the other things that we've been doing to prepare is, well, I have been sleeping almost every day. So I'm not necessarily like fatigued, like super tired, like I want to take a nap, but anytime my son takes a nap, I also lay down, even if it's not for that whole time. It just really helps my energy levels. And I usually get a second boost of energy in the afternoon after I do that. So when I have the energy, I take advantage of it. So like the other day, My husband and my son went out to the high school soccer game here. And so I took that time. I was like, oh, okay, I've got energy. No one else is in the house. I'm going to do some cleaning in case these babies come early, or, just kind of one of those last minute, like I just want this part clean before they come. And so I did a really good mopping of our floor, just kind of reorganized the kitchen, not like full on reorganized, but just redid the countertops the way I really wanted them to be done, as far as like what was on them, oiled down our countertop, vacuumed and tidied up the living room. Just some really simple things, but it just made me feel really good. And because I had the energy to do it, it just, it helped so much. I would recommend, just whenever you have the energy, to take advantage of it. Don't overdo it, but just say, oh, okay, I've got this little bit of energy right now. What am I going to do with it? Another thing that we did recently was install our car seats in our van. We've packed our overnight bags a few times, having to like reconfigure as we get closer. And then also having my son's bag packed, because he's going to be staying with our parents, or with my parents, while I'm in the hospital. And so just having that on ready to go so we can throw it in the car is really helpful too. And then I had one last tip I wanted to share with you. So the first time we had our first son, when we had our first son, we actually lived in an apartment and we were on one main floor. And so breastfeeding in the middle of the night, it wasn't that big a deal, because pumping, and just that whole experience of pumping a little bit after I fed him, and then me getting water and a snack, it wasn't that big a deal because it was all on one level. But I started thinking recently, I was like, oh man, I'm going to be recovering from a C-section surgery. I plan to breastfeed the twins, but what if that doesn't happen? Or even if it does happen, like I want to have snacks and water and things like close by, so I don't have to go up and down stairs from our bedroom on the second floor down to the kitchen on the first floor. And so we went out and splurged on this little mini fridge. Like it's the really, really small ones that you see in like hotel rooms. Basically can just fit like a few like bottles of water and like one or two food items, like just really small. And we put that in our bedroom so that I can have snacks and water in the middle of the night when I'm breastfeeding. And then if and when I get to the pumping stage of having an infant, I can just pump and put it right in the refrigerator, and I don't have to go all the way downstairs. So that's a tip. I think it's going to be really helpful. So if that's something that intrigues you, I would definitely recommend it. I think ours was like $100. So again, a little bit of a splurge, but maybe if you could find one used like for $50 or something. Anyway, that's one thing that we're doing to prepare for postpartum. And honestly, as you can see, I'm outside. I've been trying to get as much fresh air as I can, because I know I'm just going to be cooped up in the house, and it might be colder, much colder. We already had one tiny little snowfall here in Minnesota. It's only October 19th. So, here in Minnesota, we honestly could get snow before Halloween and it could stay. I don't know if that'll be the case this year, but I just wanted to breathe in as much fresh air as I can. It is chilly. It's about 41 degrees, but I'm sitting here enduring it because the fresh air is just so nice. So just doing those kinds of things just to lift my spirits, kind of get my mind and get my perspective on this next season of life, because the longer I sit in the house, the more annoyed I get at how uncomfortable I am, how irritated I feel just with my all my conditions. So anyway, and honestly, like there's nothing better than nature to like turn your eyes to the Lord. One of my favorite verses is in, I think it's Psalm 121, that says, where do I lift? Oh, I lift my eyes. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. And there's something about nature that just allows you to experience God's character, His grace, His provision, His beauty, and those things are just balms to the soul more than anything else is. So that's another reason I am getting out and trying to just soak in these days before the babies come, and taking every chance I can to pray for them, pray over them, and just get us through this next week. If you guys have any questions about what I talked about, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to answer. This is our last week of baby, like pre-pregnancy, so I might not get to them until after the delivery, but I hope to do a little bit of a vlog, not a full-on hospital vlog for you, but just a little tiny one to introduce you to the babies later. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Talk to you later.